Hey guys, welcome to the channel and welcome to a very cold winter's day, cold and foggy outside. So I'm in the workshop getting a few jobs done. So you can probably hear the 3D printer printing away in the background. Time for an update finally after, I think I promised to do this like nearly 6 months ago. An update on the silver tanks, which has been a way bigger problem and process than I sort of ever expected. So if you remember, I was in the process of trying to get a 3D printed silver tank. Yeah, they're all prototypes. It's been a long journey. So we started with a standard PLA print, 3D print. Looks absolutely beautiful. Leaks like a sieve, so no good at all. So I then moved over onto, and I also realized that PLA as a plastic is not really a good plastic to be using for anything where you need heat or if we've got any chemistry involved. So completely the wrong choice. So I moved over and started to print on a PETG, which I thought would be better. Leaks like a sieve. So then I started going, okay, might need a little bit more experimentation here. Started playing with some settings to close up the gaps in the walls, in these walls here, just to sort of thicken them up and to stop having gaps. Leaks like a sieve. On to the next mode. We used vase mode, which the bamboo printers do. Interestingly, really thin, solid walls, but I'll say not solid walls, as in there's no gaps in the walls, but really too flexible for what we need on a day-to-day basis, especially if we've got silver nitrate involved. So needed to make that a bit thicker. So it was getting a bit expensive, obviously, printing lots of 8x10s. So I just started to work on some smaller 4x5s. And you might see here, I've added some walls in. We've got some infill. And then but again, I was finding that on this particular one, again, it was leaking. Try a different setup with what's called a bicubic infill. That was actually a lot better. And I could actually use this, I could print this, and I found that initially I thought I didn't have any leaks at all, which was great. But unfortunately, after about 2 to 3 weeks, I found that I actually started to get a small weep coming through. So again, almost right, but not quite. So what's the actual problem that we're trying to deal with? Well, the problem we have with 3D prints, if we can see, come to my beautiful whiteboard, is that when we're doing 3D prints, we're actually laying down lots of little filaments and fibers on top of each other. And yeah, they're actually probably more like this, a little bit squished on top, which is all great, but we still have the opportunity, if we've got water sitting above here, we only need a microscopic gap for water, say, to work its way through, and then we have a leak to the outside world, which is not ideal if we've got chemistry going on. So we needed to see if we could sort that. Finally came up with a solution. So if I bring you in and show you one I prepared earlier. This is an 8x10 that I've had, and it's been sitting here now nearly a month with liquid inside. And I've just been looking to see if there's any weeps or any water come out. We're over a month in and it's perfectly fine. So I think we've finally solved it. Unfortunately, you can't solve it with just the 3D prints. What you need is to actually coat the inside of the of a unit. So in this case, you probably can't see, but I've now coated the inside. What did I use? After lots and lots and lots of research, found this product, which is by Diamant. It's Dictol AM Macro. I've been in contact with the supplier and in contact overseas, and they guarantee it for working with silver nitrate. Not cheap though. I think that 1 litre to get here with courier and everything cost me in the region of $600 to $700. And you only need a tiny amount. Like I'm thinking 2 or 3 mil was enough to do the whole, like to do an entire 4x5. So you don't need much, but incredibly expensive. So what does it do? If we come back to our wall, what it actually does is it's incredibly hydroscopic. So it will go through and it will search out all of these little gaps and holes that might be there and seals them up. So you really just need to paint the inside. Like you can dip in this solution or you can just paint it, and it will go through and work its way and seal up all of these holes. And as I said, and then we have a perfectly sealed 3D print that we can use for all of our chemistry. So unfortunately, it's not just, we need more than just the 3D printing. 3D printing will do the majority of it, but you need to actually seal your 3D prints with like this, with the Dictol, or with an epoxy covering as well. And so I do lots of waterproofing in my other job that you see. So we do showers and bathrooms and those sort of things. So I'm really familiar with waterproofing. And yeah, we need to have a product like that. The good news is now though, that I can actually go into full production for doing 3D printing silver tanks and anything else that I need to seal up. Yeah, I can use this stuff for pretty much anything. So anyway, that was just a quick update. Sorry it's taken so long to come through. We've got lots of other projects and other videos on the go. I've got a Speedatron unit, which I got from Japan recently. One of them developed a fault, so I've pulled that apart. We might do a video on that. We've got, we've just completely repaired a lens, done the balsam separation, fixed it, and putting that back together. So that video is coming out soon. Just got to blacken the inside of that, and then that's ready to go. So lots happening, and along the lines too, we're actually taking some photos. So anyway, thanks for dropping in, and I'll talk to you soon.